Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm with Michael, and today, what are we doing?
We're doing our deliveries today. On Thursdays we do deliveries.
And surprisingly, the gym today.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna start going to the gym on Thursdays now.
Why? Why?
Oh, just because it makes more sense. Like it fits. And well, we didn't go to the gym this Tuesday.
Because of my neck.
Yeah. So yeah.
And my neck is starting to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And your neck was actually hurting badly the other week, you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but my neck's feeling better. Brody's neck is feeling better.
Slowly.
Yeah.
But actually, we have a little story for you guys today while we're just driving to Alexandria, don't we?
Mm-hmm. We do.
And that story is Toronto.
Yeah.
And that means how we got out there, what did we do, what stuff we did that was not so fun, like running,
Mm-hmm.
and how we got back. So, do you want me to start or do you want to start
Up to you.
with the story? Honestly, maybe I do the story of getting like home.
Mm-hmm.
You do the story. No, it'll be me, and then it's like I'll do like the first half, and then you'll do like the second half of the story.
Sure.
So for starters, wasn't it Nana? We woke up on that day. I believe it was Nana that took us to the place, right?
Yep, she took us. Yeah.
Not to Toronto. She took us to the subway in Cornwall where all the buses are. And then we got on the bus, and I was terrified on there for maybe the first 10 minutes because I didn't know what was going on. I know we were going out there, but I didn't know what was gonna do. So, except drive. So we got out there, or we had to stop at a few places, and then like the bus had to stop at a few places to let people that were in the bus on their vacation, and then your turn.
Yeah, so then the bus was pretty crowded. It was very packed because everyone had like luggage and stuff, but everyone had their luggage spilling everywhere, so it was pretty cramped. And it wasn't the most comfortable bus ride, but it was still fun.
Luckily, we just had my orange bag and one of Michael's suitcases, so it wasn't too bad.
We got to Toronto, and then we had to get we had to take, I forget if it was another like city bus or if
I think it was another city bus.
Yeah.
Or no.
Or was it the metro at that point?
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
I think we only took the metro once.
Yeah, and I think that was to get HOME, so.
Yeah. Well, we took the train to get home, but I think we took the metro because the metro is just in the city.
Yeah.
And the train is across cities. But I think we took the metro one time. I think we may have. Yeah. So when we got there, we got off the bus, and then in the bus station we took the metro to get to another bus station to get closer to where we needed to be in Toronto.
Which is where our house was.
Yeah. And then from the metro, then we took a city bus to get to our Airbnb. And at that point, everything was chill, and like there was a lot of like.
Our legs were hurting at that point.
Yeah, because we had been walking around a lot, but at least we weren't like in a rush.
Oh, we were.
Well, we were in a rush later. We weren't in a rush at this point. We were chilling. We were kind of like waiting for things to happen at this point.
We were kind of just at the house chilling, doing whatever.
But then after chilling at the house, we decided to hit the town and do some fun stuff. And this is where the chaos starts. So we had a really fun time in Toronto. Overall.
Oh, we did. We loved it. We loved it.
But there was so much that we wanted to do and not a ton of time. So we were trying to fit everything in. And so in order to fit everything in, we had to
run.
Well, we had to like get the buses on time, but in order to get the buses on time, we had to like run to the bus stops because all of the buses were like, like they were gonna be there soon, and we had to run because it was also cold out. It was like winter, so if we missed the bus, then we would be waiting outside in the cold for like 30 minutes.
It's February.
Yeah, exactly.
So around this time, maybe like a month from now, like last year or something.
Yeah.
Maybe the year before.
Yeah, but it was a cold February. So yeah, so we were running to catch buses very often.
And then do you want me to take over again?
Yeah, so how was running for you?
a few hours. What was your last line?
Like how did you experience the
yeah.
bus stops?
So me and Michael, like you said, had to run to the bus stops, which was terrifyingly painful.
Yeah.
Thanks to him and the buses, so it wasn't all his fault. It was kind of our fault too because we left a little bit early, so or late. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So then we went to Putting Edge. Or did we go to supper?
Yeah, we went to Putting Edge, and we did also go
out for supper.
Yeah.
Which was, I can't remember what place it was.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was really good.
It was really good, yeah. And then, I can't remember if we went to Putting Edge first or second.
I think we went to Putting Edge
second.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we ate first. And that was a good meal. It was like a bar and grill type of thing. We both got great big juicy burgers.
And then I will let you take over again.
Yeah.
It's a year part of the story though.
What's that?
It's a year part of the story. So we had you were talking about like the ribs and stuff.
Yeah. So that was a really good supper, and then we walked to Putting Edge, and we were kind of chilling at that point. Like Brody's legs hurt a bit because of the bus, but we were excited for Putting Edge, and Putting Edge was awesome. We had so much fun.
It was better.
It was inside. It was like all glow in the dark, and like everything was painted.
We actually took 2 videos, so you guys can watch those if you wanted to.
There's a lot of really cool holes, and we had a great time. But at the end, when we were getting our coats, Brody like tripped on something at some point because someone had left something out in the open.
I think it was because my legs were too sore and I just wanted to sit down for a minute.
They were tired at that point because we had done the running from the bus, and then we walked to Putting Edge, and then we were walking around in Putting Edge.
But of course we were sitting down for a second just to calm.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that made your legs hurt even more after you fell.
Don't you have these times on like when your body is too sore, you trip because your body wants to rest?
Yep.
Or do you just trip like because you trip on something?
Well, it's a bit of both. Like you trip because something tripped you, but you're more vulnerable to being tripped because your legs are tired, so they're not like awake. Kind of like if you just wake up out of bed and someone throws a ball at you and says catch, you might be able to catch it if you're awake, but if you're just waking up and you're kind of sleepy,
your arm
might bounce off of your head, and then you're like, whoa, and then you try to catch it. You know, you're slow. So that's kind of what your legs are like. They're kind of slow and not really. Your legs aren't really paying much attention.
Wait.
So it's easy to get tripped.
But before we get off of this conversation, we should continue before we forget.
Yeah. So that hurt a bit, but it wasn't too bad after you tripped.
Yeah.
'Cause then we went back home, and.
But of course, did you let me just like rest for a sec so my body could regain its?
Yeah, we tried resting whenever we could. Like we were trying to make it on time to all these buses, but whenever we weren't in a rush, I was trying to make sure that you were okay and trying to give you lots of time to rest.
Which I needed.
Yeah, I didn't realize how stressful taking the buses would be, but since we didn't have a car, it was the only option, and Uber is too expensive. Like Uber was way too expensive.
Michael, before we continue, tell them about the almost emergency that happened.
Oh yeah, so there was one time. Was this when the bus was like you were getting off the bus and the bus went down?
No, I believe it was when we were getting on or off. I can't remember.
I think we were getting off. Yeah. So the buses have this feature where the driver can let a little bit of air out of the pistons of the bus, so it actually makes the bus go down lower. And they do that to be nice to people who have a hard time getting on and off the bus because it makes it easier for them.
Like me.
But unfortunately, this driver didn't warn us that she was doing it, and she did it really quickly. So she was trying to help, but it actually made it worse. So Brody almost fell out of the bus when that happened because he was stepping off the bus, and the driver did it really quick. So the bus went down all of a sudden, and Brody almost fell out of the bus.
But actually, there's one more almost emergency. Do you remember?
Was this when we almost missed our train?
Wait. That wasn't all the block off.
That's a spoiler. No, it's okay. That's a spoiler. They get time to spoil.
There's something else that I want them to hear, but I want you to hear first because I want you to tell them. It was the almost emergency that the door almost closed on me when I was getting on.
Oh yeah. So there was another emergency where
almost
emergency when we were getting on the bus, where the door almost closed on Brody as he was getting in the bus. really scary, but that's not actually, doesn't actually,
Happen often.
well, it wouldn't actually do anything, because if you put your arm in the way when the door is closing, the door will close a little bit, and as soon as there's a little bit of pressure on your body, it opens again. So that's actually what happened, is that you were getting on and the door started closing, but as soon as the door felt your body, it opened. So that's why you didn't get crushed.
That's right. But I hated that.
Oh yeah, it's scary. It's really
I
scary and
hated
stressful.
I hated that so much.
Because in the moment, your brain doesn't realize that you can't get crushed. In the moment, your brain is like, oh no, the door's closing.
I'm getting in danger.
Yeah. But yeah, that was stressful. So that was a learning experience for us, because neither of us realized that taking the bus would be stressful.
But didn't I actually slightly like scream or yell or whatever whenever that happened?
Yeah, you did. You were afraid. It was scary.
My brain was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna get crushed.
Like, some people are really used to taking the bus. I used to take the bus all the time when I used to live in Ottawa. So I'm used to it.
Were you scared for me whenever you saw the door closing?
Well, I wasn't scared for you because I knew how the doors worked, but I realized, I understood that it was reasonable for you to be scared, because you didn't know that the doors had that safety feature. So of course, anyone who doesn't know that the doors have that
It's not a safety feature. It's a dumb feature.
No, the safety feature is that if it starts closing and someone's in the way, then it opens.
Well, yeah,
automatically.
true,
That's
but
the
they
safety
shouldn't
feature.
have it so it closes automatically either way. They should
Well,
have it so it's like manually
So the
closed.
driver controls, yeah.
Yes.
I think they used to do that, but I think they made an automatic feature because sometimes the bus driver would forget to close the door or something, or sometimes someone would be trying to get on the bus and the bus driver would forget to open the door. So I think there was more issues actually when it wasn't automatic. But
Anyways, back to the story.
yeah. So that's all we did the first night, because we were really tired at that point.
And our legs hated us.
So when we got back, we were pretty sore, and Birdie was feeling some homesickness, which is totally normal when you go on
I
vacation.
did whenever I did it at your place in Ottawa.
Yeah.
That happened once, but it felt a little bit safer when I was in Ottawa, sort of.
Yeah, because you were a little bit more familiar with Ottawa, but that was like one of, if not the first time you were ever in Toronto.
It was the first time.
First time, yeah.
Or the second.
But the first, if it was the second time, then the first time you must have been really young, so you probably don't remember it much. But yeah, so he was a little bit homesick for a while, but we got through that. And that's normal.
How?
We were just talking about it and just giving your body lots of time to
Rest?
think about your emotions and to feel safe. I think we did a few activities together. Like, we were really tired.
Like what? We were doing Dr. Moon
I think
and
we
like
played-
watching our videos and stuff.
And I think we played TFT too. We played some sort of game, which helped. Because at that point we were like exhausted and almost falling asleep. So.
Actually, I stayed up until the next day. Michael did too.
Mhm. Yeah, we stayed up past midnight.
But I think it was just because I was just so overly nervous.
Yeah.
Because it was a new house for me and my legs were so painful.
Yeah.
So it was like my body wanted to heal it first.
Yeah, exactly. I think you couldn't sleep until you were so exhausted that you just passed out, basically. I think that's what happened for both of us. We were so tired, and then we were just like, we stayed up till past midnight, and then we were like almost falling asleep. So we're like, okay, we're stressed, but let's just fall asleep. And then the next day was great. The next, like, there was still a lot of like running to catch buses and stuff, but
There was still a little bit of homesickness that
Yeah.
night,
but it was overall a lot more enjoyable. We went to the arcade.
but yes, we did.
Yeah, we went to a huge arcade. It's called like Dave and Buster's or something.
Yeah, but you know what?
That was at the end of the day though.
You did probably tons of the story, so maybe I should continue now.
Yeah.
Because it's our story, not just yours, but mainly ours. But
Take it away, Birdie.
so I kind of like this angle.
Yeah, it's good.
To be honest.
Shows both of us. What did we do before Dave and Buster's?
So I believe we went to have lunch somewhere, but that day our legs were not as sore. I feel like because our legs kind of got used to it.
Oh, I think I remember the first thing we did.
But-
You can tell the story.
But wait, I'll say this now.
Yeah.
Even if I worked out hard at the gym, I have never feel as much pain as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
continue for that tiny part of what we did first.
Oh yeah, so I feel like it is your turn to tell the story, but I'll give you a hint about the first thing we did, and then you can tell the story from there. Whoops.
It's alright,
Fine, just
the door's not open, so.
Yeah, I don't want the lettuce to crush the other lettuce though.
You were saying?
Yeah, so I'll give you a hint about the first thing that we did, and then you can tell the main part of the story.
Okay.
But the first thing we did was, since our legs were tired from the previous day, we wanted to take a bit of a break from the buses, so we got an Uber instead, which is more expensive, but it was worth it because we didn't want to start
It was
off.
safer.
And we went to a really big mall. I forget what the mall was called. I think it was called the Vaughan Mall.
The Vaughan?
Because that's what the neighborhood we were in is called Vaughan.
Probably.
But
But you cannot find our house now because we don't live out there anymore. We live at our house now, ladies and gentlemen, so you can't find us out there anymore. Until we go back out there.
yeah. And the mall
What
was really
happened?
cool. The mall had like a lot of like really cool statues and sculptures.
Oh, it
and
did.
stuff.
I loved
But the
it.
main attraction, the reason why we were going to the mall, was to go to Legoland.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can tell them a bit about that if you remember.
And we also went to that cotton candy machine that we did after, which was disgusting.
Yeah, that was the worst cotton candy.
I think it's just because we didn't buy it from like the bucket.
Yeah. Well, it was made by like a machine. I feel like cotton candy's better when it's made from like someone who's actually cares about candy, because then they can
Oh, we
their
do.
love.
We care about candy,
But like made by someone,
Yeah.
like a human,
Yeah,
because then
yeah.
the human can control the candy more, and the human can put all their love and attention into the candy,
yeah.
as opposed to the robots, which are just like making it by formula.
I gotta say, even though it was gross, it was pretty cool watching it make it.
Yeah, it was fun to watch.
But anyways, let's say don't get sidetracked. Legoland. So when we got there, we walked in there and we were so shocked on how it looked. And
Mhm.
we were so shocked.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a really cool thing.
Just because it was so cool, we actually went into it and there was so much stuff. Like, what was there? There was like a mini land, I think it was called.
Yeah. Miniland was like a giant town, like a giant city made of.
And there's actually a few
entirely Lego.
buttons to click.
Yeah.
and it was
you
really
could
cool
climb
watching.
and lights things out, yeah.
And we got 2 Lego sets that I still didn't build.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I didn't have the chance.
Just waiting for the right moment. And
I'm kind of waiting back until we go back to Vaughan because we have more stuff to do.
right.
And that Lego set up there.
And so there was the mini land, and there was like just a few stations with different kind of Legos.
The car. The
yeah,
car.
that was fun. That was fun.
But
We made Lego
luckily,
cars.
we were so hungry.
Yeah.
And we were like parched and whatever.
Yeah.
And they did say we can't go back out or our thing just kind of quits.
Yeah,
Can't go back in.
because we had like a ticket. It's like you can't just go in there.
Like whenever you want.
Yeah, they have like time slots. So we had a time slot for 10 a.m. or something. And
I think so.
We were allowed to be there. I think we were allowed to be there for a really long time, but you can't come back and you can't leave and then come back. So.
But luckily there was, I think that's why they added the cafeteria.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we ate at the cafeteria, and it was fair. Like the food wasn't amazing, but for cafeteria food, it was great.
Yeah.
It was good.
Maybe they have better cafeteria food at like schools, but.
At least the food wasn't made out of Lego.
Right.
At least the food was made out of real
Right.
food.
Imagine if it was made out of Lego and then you could never eat it.
Yeah, that'd be a funny prank. You go to the cafeteria at Legoland and they give you a Lego hot dog. and Lego French fries.
Or they put stuff on the hot dog that turns into a Lego.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, that might actually be pretty cool,
That might
to
be
be
cool,
honest. But of course, you'd miss your normal human form because Lego hands just do this. They can't move.
Yeah.
Where human hands can no. So imagine if you turn into a Lego and then you missed your human form.
Right.
Would you miss your human form if you turn into a Lego?
I would miss my human form. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But if the person could promise me that I would only be made of Lego for just one day, then I would probably do it.
Yeah.
As long as I knew I was turning back into a human afterwards.
But what do we do after that? So we had the cafeteria food, we did a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff.
So by the time we left, it was probably in the early afternoon. And I think we went to a museum first. We did Dave and Buster's
Art,
last.
yeah, I think so.
And I know that we went to like a reptile museum. It was a really cool like reptile place. Brody wasn't. I think Brody enjoyed it, but that wasn't his favorite thing to do. That one was more for me
You
because
know
I really
what?
like reptiles.
But there's one that I love. I love the Museum of Science and Technology. I could
Yeah.
go to that one forever.
Yeah. Yeah, Brody likes museums, but you're more of like a technology
Tech,
guy.
yeah.
Like you like tech, and I'm more of like a plants and animals
Because
guy.
I understand why I like the Museum of Science and Technology.
It's just more interesting for you. Some people just have different interests. Like I like tech, but I'm more interested in animals and nature and stuff. And Brody likes animals and nature, but he's more interested
So
in
do you
tech.
like the Aquatarium?
Yeah, I did. Oh, that's right. That's what else we did. So
We did not go to the Aquatarium.
No, no, we did.
No, we did not.
The Ripley's Aquarium.
Right,
We did go to
right,
Ripley's
right,
Aquarium,
right.
but that was the next day.
But there is some. Oh, but was there anything else that we did that day?
I feel like there was. We did Legoland, and then I think we did something.
EB Games.
Yeah, we did EB Games, but I feel like there was something else that was kind of a bigger thing that we did that day. We did Legoland, and then
Which was so much fun.
and then we did something else, and then we did the reptile place, and then the last thing we did was Dave and Buster's. But I feel
Yeah.
like there's one
And then we went home.
thing I'm missing. Maybe not.
Supper.
Yeah.
But then we went home. Then I can't remember if I still had what's it called? Homesickness that night.
No, you were fine by the second.
I think I did. I think maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a tiny
But
bit.
I knew that I was going home.
But
So
we actually had a lot of fun that night. After we got back from Dave and Buster's, I think we like worked on Dr. Moon for a bit, and we were.
which we
you know,
completed. Woo woo!
Yeah, it's finally done. Finally done. We should listen to it at some point on our way back. And we did, yeah. So Dave and Buster's was cool. We can skip to. Oh no, I didn't really talk about the reptile place much. We did the reptile place. It was more my thing, but there was lots of.
I
Really
didn't
cool
like it.
Animals.
I like it more the science of technology.
They had a lot of really big snakes at the reptile place, though.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, snakes. Were
Honestly, I'll say this: I kind of actually liked the reptile place a little bit more than you think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I know you did. I said it wasn't your favorite. Just because it wasn't your favorite, but
I liked
compared
it.
to if you had to choose between going to a reptile museum
And the Museum of
sit
Science
on the
and
couch at home
Technology.
and play Wii, you would probably choose to go check out the reptiles.
Or go to the Museum of Science and Technology.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're at 22 minutes and I don't know how much storage we have, so we might want to hurry the story up.
Yeah, let's hurry the story. So
So that
Reptile
night we
place,
did not
Dave and
have
Buster's.
it. Yeah.
gotta tell them
Let's
about
talk about
that for
Dave
sure.
and Buster's. Yeah, that was fun.
yeah,
Let's talk about it.
huge arcade. We sat down at a table.
Way
and-
bigger than Game Over, by the way.
Yeah, we got some nachos. I think we had nachos.
Which I didn't like. They were a little spicy.
Yeah, they weren't the best, but at least it
Filled us
kept
up
us
for a
full,
bit.
yeah. And yeah, there was just so many arcades. We just kind of ran around and played a bunch of games.
We took a video. Was it our Price is Right game? I'm pretty sure there's some
Yeah, I
similar
think
to the Price is Right.
Right, and I know we took a couple videos of Fruit Ninja. We played that one for quite a bit.
Yeah, but I didn't really like it.
Yeah. I had fun with that game. But
Because I gotta say, the mobile version is more fun because you have a few more options
Yeah.
to choose from.
Yeah. And when I go to an arcade, I like to play games that they don't really have mobile
Fruit
versions.
Ninja?
Fruit Ninja is a very well-known mobile game.
Well, yeah.
But Pop the Lock, I really like Pop the Lock. I'm good at that one. There's not
There's this
a lot of
person
timing.
called Arcade Matt that I watch all the time. He's the best at Pop the Lock. He did like a 7 in a row.
Yeah,
Go follow him, guys.
it's awesome.
So then the next day. Let's hop over to the next day.
Yeah.
And then,
So
we woke up that day. Well, of course we woke up that day because we wouldn't have been able to do anything if we didn't wake up.
Mhm.
So what did we do that day?
So that day we planned to meet with our
Wait.
good old friends. Yeah.
You did most of the story, so maybe I should take over for just a smidge more. So the next day we woke up and then we went to meet up with our friend Sonia,
Mhm.
which she's a very nice person. If you see her in person, she's a very nice girl, so
Yeah.
you guys would like her probably.
That was really fun. We took an Uber there because we were pretty sick and
Hi,
tired.
Game
Hi,
Over!
Game Over.
Hi!
But but after hanging out with Sonia, we were looking at the time and we wanted to, so we were taking the train to go back home.
Oh wait, maybe we shouldn't have told them that until later because we didn't get on that.
This is just background. We'll get there. So we were gonna take the train to go home, but the thing that's close to the train station is two of Toronto's coolest attractions, the CN Tower, which is one of the tallest towers in the world.
Which we were gonna go to.
And also right beside that, there's Ripley's Aquarium.
Yeah.
So we were looking at the time, we took an Uber to go to that like plaza, and we realized that we only had time to do either the CN Tower or Ripley's Aquarium before getting back to the train.
Yeah.
But Brody wasn't sure how he felt about the CN Tower.
Because it was very tall, and I'm afraid of heights.
And I would have enjoyed it, but it was really complicated to sign up. Like you had to make an account for some reason, and you had to like do some things on your phone, and then it was expensive on top of that.
Yeah.
So we just realized it wasn't worth it. So instead, we went to Ripley's Aquarium. And by that point, we really didn't have a lot of time left for our train.
Which that must have been our maybe little sad point, because it was our last moment of travel.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a little bit sad, but it was still really cool because we didn't have time to really like pay.
We did see our friend.
Yeah.
We did see our friend. And
we didn't have a lot of time to pay really close attention to the Ripley's Aquarium, but we did manage to do a quick run through. And
it was really cool still.
Yeah. The most exciting thing that we did was there's an underwater tunnel in Ripley's Aquarium that you stand on this conveyor belt and it takes you through this underwater tunnel, like a glass tube, and there were sharks. That was the cool thing. There was sharks swimming around on top of us and beside us.
But of course, the other cool thing was you could feel a stingray sting. They had a little thing where you could feel the sting.
Yeah, yeah. So they had stingrays that you could pet. And then by that point we had to go to the train.
Which was kind of sad, a little bit.
But getting to the train was probably the hardest part of the whole journey because we were running late.
Here we go again. Chaos is back.
The train station is right beside Ripley's Aquarium, but Toronto is so huge and so big that when you're looking at the map, you can see that two things are right beside each other and you think that that's like only a 2-minute walk, but Toronto is so huge that two things being beside each other means like
far away.
Yeah, it's actually like a big long walk. So it wasn't far, but it was the fact that we were running late, so we had to run, and we had to run for a while, and Brody was exhausted, and I felt so bad.
Chaos was back.
But we made it. We made it on time. We took the train, and all was good. It all worked out.
And then we went back to Neve and my father.
And it was sad to leave Toronto, but we had a lot of great memories.
Yeah.
I think the moral of the story, though, the biggest lesson we learned was when we're traveling, we're just going to take a car. We're just going to take a car.
Unless you can't take the car and
Unless
you have
you
to
can't,
take something else.
But I think most places we can take the car. It's worth driving. We didn't want to take the car at first because we were worried about Toronto being so busy that we couldn't find parking, but actually everywhere we went, we found parking. So we might as well just drive. We might as well just drive. That way we don't have to spend crazy money for Ubers, and we don't have to break our legs on running. And risking being late for our train. Because being late for a bus isn't the end of the world. You'd have to wait for half an hour in the cold, which sucks, but it's not the end of the world. But missing your train, that sucks. That means you have to spend a lot of money. You can get home, but you have to spend a lot of money, and you have to wait more than 30 minutes. You have to probably wait like 6 hours for the next train.
That means we'd probably just be spending another day.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is not even bad, because we love Toronto.
Yeah, but it would have messed up our plans for tomorrow, which for you would have been okay, but I think I had work the next day, so that would have been a huge issue. Would have gotten in a lot of trouble. Anyways, we're at our next delivery spot, but this one is a tiny delivery, so you can keep hanging out with the viewers if you want. I'll do the delivery. I'll catch you guys later.
See you guys in a sec. Alright guys, so we hope you enjoyed that story, but we have something else to talk to you about, but I'll wait until we get back into the car. This thing's at a half hour long, so I won't be filming for... Shoot. Oh, that's just a load of balonies. That's just a flippin' load of balonies. Michael! Where's Michael Dr. No? There's one conversation that we have to have with you guys. Whenever Michael gets back in the dumb car, we will talk to you about it. What's this? Oops. Sorry, guys. Now, here's your host, Mr. Hirash. Oh, I guess someone's talking to Michael, as always. Oh, someone's always talking to Michael.
Yeah, 1 is a very conservative estimation, so probably even 4 then, maybe. Yeah. My plan with Pearl, so it's a PA day.
I'll talk to you whenever Michael's done off the phone.